Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just gonna impulsively make a video before I listen to music and go back to sleep after a few hours. I may rewatch the first John Wick movie um, because I'm just kind of in the mood to dig around a little bit. Um, when I was 17, I was obsessively reading the Meditations of Marcus Aurelius and a philosophical journal written by a friend who was also kind of obsessively pursuing some forms or extents of moral goodness in ways that are not conventional for most young men raised in our respective generations. So he underwent a certain amount of adversity when he was growing up. I believe his father might have been a drug dealer, but he was nonetheless obsessed with, Marcus Aurelius, Cato the Younger, Cicero, Roy Benavides, all kinds of interesting people. And I felt this incredibly intense, white hot fire of inspiration light up in my chest whenever I read his blog and thought, maybe we could be good friends one day. So shout out to that guy if he ever finds my videos. But today I want to share I guess, an immortally useful line from Marcus Aurelius, alright? I think it's very sobering, it's very worth keeping in mind in case you're struggling with, conflict or hardship or something. So, when Marcus Aurelius was pretty much the most powerful man in the world, he told himself, "Soon you will have forgotten all things, and all things will have forgotten you." So, I got upset about something earlier today, and then I realized I have to kind of go back to the basics of what formed me into someone who was resilient enough to not get into trouble on the basis of what other people did to me or were doing to me, okay? So I don't perceive the world as a just place. Obviously, we have the so-called Epstein class evading justice while certain kinds of morally saintly people are devoured by emotional piranhas and vampires. So um, I think it's useful to keep certain Stoic ideas at the forefront of your mind, and I am trying not to allow myself to get preoccupied with vainglorious and nonsensical and wasteful preoccupations like my physical appearance or collecting a bunch of expensive toys or, hoarding sexual experiences with uh, women who don't necessarily perceive me as equally human or something. Um, and Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, and Seneca the Younger provide immortally useful advice and information and wisdom for anyone out there who has dealt with so much bullshit and trauma that he finds himself colliding into kind of reactive rage, anger, and just like a world of pain that cannot be affordably treated by talk therapy, psychiatric medication, inpatient stays, spirituality, religion, etc. Okay? When everything fails you, I'd recommend that you seek out Stoic philosophy. Try to avoid Ryan Holiday and other modern Stoics. Just stick to the classics. It's concise and direct when you are good at identifying the gems within it. And, keep journaling about it, keep talking about it if you can, keep writing, keep reading it, keep listening to it via audiobooks, and keep it running on, kind of in the background of your life when you're working out, when you're going for a walk, when you're preparing meals for yourself, when you're anticipating that you might go to a local soup kitchen or buy, some coworkers coffees or something, and just recognize that, when no one and nothing really bothers to understand you properly, and you're getting lectures and bullshit advice from people who have not withstood one-fifth of what you have, these Stoics will help soothe you. They'll help keep you sober and focused on living the good life, on keeping yourself noble, on not being perturbed by all kinds of idiots out there who are going to die in a state of psychological or spiritual agony, okay? So, once again, uh, just to reference again some of the classic Stoic authors, I'd say Epictetus said, "Men are not disturbed by things, but by the judgments they form concerning things. Death, for example, isn't inherently bad, else it would have appeared so to Socrates." So death would have appeared bad to Socrates, but he drank the fucking hemlock. So yeah, I'm at a point at which I do not expect to be meaningfully like loved or embraced by anyone for whom I have made sacrifices or would make sacrifices. So, but if you presume that your path in life is going to be a lonely one, then do what you can to protect that sort of inner citadel of virtue and excellence, while recognizing that, on a cosmic scale, all you really are is kind of a rotting corpse in progress. The Stoics will help keep you humble. They'll help deflate and put your anger and sort of burning concern for justice in its proper place, so you can replace it with compassion, kindness, generosity, a constant willingness to help others and keep yourself sober and sharp. They were kind of, the Stoics were kind of my best friends, ever since I concluded in silence in a lonely hour that I would never really have like a close friendship or a close lover in my life that would stick around. So the old school Stoics can save your life when no one and nothing else does, and they can keep doing it over and over, regardless of what you go through. All right. Thank you for watching and have a good day. And stay sharp and sober.